Hi, everybody. Well, this is a new thing for me, so I'm just going to first start with my disclaimer. My name is Elaine. This is my first time ever doing a video like this. So I ask that you bear with me, stay along. I think you're going to enjoy this because I'm going to try to attack this subject of Um, just a regular everyday perspective person. So I just wanted to have an opportunity to share with you my journey as I'm going through this new walk with Mounjaro. Oh, yeah, I know you've heard a lot about it. You're here because you want to learn more about it, and you probably want to learn from a very general perspective. I mean, we have plenty of content creators out there, which I do not profess to be one, but we have a lot of content creators out here who certainly have done the work. Some have, some haven't, so be careful. That's the one thing I've come to recognize in this journey. But there are some that have done tremendous work in identifying and researching the best things for those of us like you and like me who are going through this journey. So I ask that you just sit back, relax. I'm not going to be before you long, but I just want to walk you through some things as I begun my journey just a little over a month ago. So let me start by first, of course, giving a disclaimer because I am not a medical professional. I have worked in the medical field for many years, but I am not a clinician. I'm not a doctor. I actually am an HR professional. So I'm excited that I have a chance to look at this with a different lens and a different perspective. So um, let me tell you a little bit about me. I am 5'7", so I've always been pretty medium height, and I started this journey just over a month ago, weighing in at 296 pounds. So I was not big all of my life. Some of you may have a similar story. I was very athletic. I was very involved both in high school and in college. And then somewhere around my mid 30s, and I'm 55, going on 60, 56 years old, and somewhere in my mid 30s, I was in grad school, and life just started lifing, and things just started happening. And I didn't realize I was gaining weight. And I'm a very curvaceous person, so I often had friends and family say, "Oh, don't worry about it. Girl, you look good." And those were the things that I think really get us off track sometimes because of the fact that we're sitting there saying, "Oh, okay." But all the time we're going up a higher size, a different clothing size. And you just continue to go, go, go. And then after a while, I started noticing it was harder to climb steps. I couldn't run, I couldn't do anything. And I said, no. So this was around 2013. I finally got to the weight of 350 pounds. And I knew I had to do something. My weight was drastically affected. Diabetes was starting to set in, and other things, other comorbidities, high cholesterol, and of course I have all of us, no shame to our white or Caucasian friends, but African American community, that's something we really have to be very, very careful of. And so all of that started setting in. So I talked to my doctor, and they discussed with me the opportunity to do the gastric bypass, to go through the bariatric surgery. I hemmed and hawed about it for a few months and then went through the steps to get that done. And I had the bariatric surgery. I had a full gastric bypass in May of 2013. Wonderful, I thought, right? Because I was able to finally get back in control of my weight. I lost weight and I got down to about 190 pounds over a course of maybe 8 months to a year. And I really wasn't tracking back then because guess what? It was easy. I just had to go in, let them do a few things, change some things around in my anatomy, and boom, I was happy. I was like, okay, this was easy. But all along, nothing really changed in terms of me being really concerned about what I was eating, how I was eating, when I was eating. So those things never really changed. The mindset of how or the relationship I had with food never actually changed. So after I had the surgery and got down to 190 pounds, I was feeling good. And then life starts happening again. So over the course of the past 11 years, I have found my way back to this space where now I'm trying to understand what's really going on. So, obesity became something of a topic that I've been hearing lately. I've been hearing people say, oh, you should get on weight loss shots, or you should go back and get a refix or a readjustment. I don't know the correct term for that, honestly, but some people have gone back to do the surgery again to get an adjustment. I definitely didn't want that. I had a really bad experience after this post surgery for about a month, and I actually warned many of my friends and people, colleagues that I know, don't do it because I didn't have a good experience with it. But definitely, it was something that I just knew I didn't want to do again. So that thought of giving myself a shot too was like, oh no, I can't do this. So I went and I talked to my doctor. I'll use two phrases. I have a doctor on the ground and I have a doctor online, a telehealth doctor. And because of my busy schedule, it's not always convenient for me to see my on the ground doctor, but I like to keep my labs and everything current. So it's important that you do have an on the ground doctor. So I talked to both of my doctors, and then I sought out a weight loss doctor on the ground as well. So I had three physicians I went to and consulted to, and they all thought it would be a good idea. And with what my current labs were stating, they felt that it would be an excellent idea for me to try to see if I could go through the Mounjaro process. And I did. So I finally agreed to it. Well, on March 29th, 2024, I took my first shot. Well, I'm going to be honest, I was a chicken and I had to have my husband give me my shot because I was too scared to do it by myself. But he did, and it didn't hurt. And I did my first shot in the right side of my stomach. You always take it 2 inches away from your navel. So I did my first shot in the right side of my stomach. It was a breeze. Immediately, I felt some things. So let me tell you the difference a little bit about, and these medications, I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail because you've been on many of these sessions before on with the different content creators. So I know you know these are GLP-1 drugs. The Mounjaro is a GLP-1 and GIP medication. And simply from layman's term, I'm just going to tell you what it does is it does the same thing as the gastric bypass, but you get a little bonus with this one. With this one, you also get the mind change. You also get the brain action activity, whereas you stop thinking about food. I can't tell you how crazy it is. I know when you hear this before you take the shot for the first time, you will not believe this. You'll think we're crazy, and you've heard it over and over and over again from many people that you've watched, but they're not lying. You stop thinking about food completely. And it was amazing. Like within my first shot, within maybe 2 hours, I immediately felt full. I felt like I ate 100 watermelons, and I did. And then I also just couldn't even think about food. Like, I didn't want anything to eat. I was terrified because I was like, wait a minute. Person that's on the way home from work, a 20-minute ride, every restaurant I pass, it calls my name. I mean, come get this steak and cheese. Girl, you know you want this fried chicken. Girl, come on over here. This Chinese food, whatever. I hear it all the time. It's like demons inside your head, right? So finally, I said, this is it. Because that's what was missing. I discovered from having the gastric bypass and um, not actually having that thing inside my head just shut off, that it really doesn't help. So I said, this is genius. I mean, I love Eli Lilly for what they've done. And this creating this drug and Zepbound, which also is, if you haven't heard of both of them, if you need to know about all of them, go on somebody else's page because this is just my story. And I'm just going to keep it real here. And I hope you're okay with that. But anyway, Mounjaro and Zepbound, they're like sisters or brothers or whatever you want to call their gender. I don't care as long as they're working for me. They have the same effect. Zepbound, I will tell you, was created more for those who just want to do the weight loss journey. And if your insurance covers it, that's great. If it doesn't, and you decide to get it anyway, Zepbound and Mounjaro without insurance cost about $550. I know because I had to pay it before I was actually approved. But Mounjaro, which is this right here, and hopefully you can see it, and I'm on the 5 milligram. So Manjaro actually covers those who also have diabetes as well as weight loss. Okay, but it's the same trisepatide, and that's the active ingredient in it, and that is what does I like to say the magic. So that part is magic, but later on we'll tell you that it's not all that magic because it's still work. And that's what I'm finding out about this journey. And this is what's going to make this journey so much different than what I went through before. So if you didn't know, obesity is a disease. So now it is classified as such in the medical world, and we are excited to hear that. So this medication and others, which are currently being produced and manufactured by Eli Lilly and other companies, they are doing an amazing job to really, really research this and try to make a drastic change in our country, in our world, for people who suffer from obesity. So let me tell you, starting out the challenges. That's my next phase. I told you a little history about myself. For the next um, phase, I like to talk about the challenges. Starting this medication in the midst of a shortage. Yes, I exactly mean that. So I know if you're looking at this now, you're like, "Oh God, she's going to talk about shortages again." No, I'm not going to wear you out with that because you know what it's like. But I just want to tell you how it made me feel. Because starting March 29th of 2024, we were dead in the middle of this thing. This was when I first logged on and started finding groups and trying to find people who were going through the same thing as me. And I'm all excited. Oh yeah, and then to log on and join these groups, and everybody was like, every post was like, oh my God, I can't find my medicine. Oh my God, it's a shortage. Oh my God, my pharmacist said they won't have the medicine for another couple of months, or they don't even know, or it's on back order, and all of these things. And I didn't know what they were talking about. And I'm like, what is going on? I mean, I went straight to the pharmacy and picked mine up. I had a physician that was very, very connected. You know what my weight loss doctor told me, and I was so grateful for it? He said, because I called him after I started reading about these shortages. I said, hey, these people are saying it's a shortage. Am I going to have a problem getting my refills? And da da da. He said, I simply told the reps that come into my office, and he is my doctor, my weight loss doctor is Arabic. And so he said, I simply tell them when they come into my office, if you do not do the research and tell me where these medications can be found for my people, I will not prescribe them this anymore. And I was like, wow, what a stand. I don't know if other doctors, other physicians are taking that stand, but I thought, wow, that was really cool. So he makes his reps that come through and try to encourage him to place his patients on this medication. He makes them do the work. So they come in and they tell him, this place has 5 milligrams. This place has within like a 40, 50 mile radius of him. And so that's why when he gave me the prescription, when he called the prescription in, he called it into a pharmacy. Now it was about 30 miles from where I live, but it was only like 10 minutes from his office. And I went and picked it up right away. So I thought that was pretty neat. And so I say that to say, even through that challenge of the shortages, if you're with a physician or you're with an online company. I know some people do compounds. I'm not getting into that today, maybe another time. But at this point, I'm not. If you don't know what compounds are, look at some of the other content creators who are talking about this and have now resorted into going into a compound pharmacy. I don't have, I'm not yet ready to do that, but I can't say that I never will. So I just want to make sure that, there are other options out there. And I don't want to make you scared that, oh, well, I won't try this medication if it's not going to be there. So far, it has been there for me. And I've found some ways to get through that challenge. But excited, which is another feeling I want to tap into about this new beginning for me. I was excited because within the first 2 weeks on this medication, I lost 10 pounds. Oh, but let me take you back to, I got to go back. Let's rewind. Okay. When I first got prescribed Mounjaro, most people start on the loading dose, which is 2.5 milligrams. So that was another key thing. My doctor knew about the shortages, and he knew during the month that I started that the 2.5s were almost obsolete. You couldn't find them, could not find them at all. So what he did is he started me on the 5 milligram. I didn't know any because I didn't do my research on where I was supposed to start. So it wasn't until after I started posting on some of my support groups that I joined online, they were like, "You started, your doctor started you on 5? How did you do that?" I don't know. I guess he looked at everything based on my BMI being over 50. Um, he just decided that this would be a good start for me, a good jump start for me. I can honestly say I thank him. I know that the 2.5 has been really good for other people. I can't tell you what it would be like because I never went there, but I can tell you that the 5 was amazing and I did feel a great jump start. Um, so, the next thing that I found to be helpful through the challenges of getting started with Manjaro was just linking up and being comforted and supported by people online that I met in some of my online community groups. Definitely, I'm going to shout out some folk here because it's very important to me to let you know who has been amazing for my journey. And I'm like addicted. I don't even watch Netflix or Prime or any regular TV or anything anymore. You know what I watch? I watch my community. I watch my Mounjaro community. I like On the Pen with Dave. Shout out to you, Dave. I look at you all the time. You are amazing, and so I'll tell you with On the Pen, and that's on the PEN with Dave. He gives us all of the information that we need to know from the manufacturers and investors' perspective, how this medication is projected from years to come, and what the new developments are, as well as he has really good guests on there to share about their story and their journey and different things. But Dave's amazing for all of your really behind the scenes information, and very, very reputable information you will receive. Okay, accurate information you'll receive. Another group that I am with that I absolutely love is my girl. She's a home girl right here from the DMV, and that's Countess of Shopping. Her name is Elizabeth. I'm not going to give anybody's last names because I don't like doing that. But anyway, Elizabeth with Countess of Shopping, her support group. Oh man, we are live. And honey, we don't sleep. I mean, I'll wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, and there somebody is on the Facebook asking questions. And poor little Elizabeth, she has to post these things anytime, a day or night. She stays on it, and she's just the only admin for this group, which we love because she keeps us grounded and focused, and she guards the group to make sure that we don't let riffraff in, because her thing is, if you're not kind, if you're not good, we don't want you here, because we're a supportive community. And I've learned so much from Elizabeth, and I've learned so much from the members of that group. So shout out to my favorite group of all time. And Elizabeth is also on YouTube, and she does daily videos, usually daily. I mean, almost every day, sometimes twice a day, I think. But anyway, she does daily videos to keep us updated as well as to what's going on. And she gives us a lot of tips and advice. She's 85 pounds down as of today. And she's just doing an amazing job. So shout out to Countess of Shopping with Elizabeth. I also recently fell tremendously in love with um, Keisha Dixon. She's called Charge Nurse Keisha. Now she is a she knows her stuff and she's really, really good. Also, those of us who have lymphedema, as I'm also a lymphedema patient in my lower extremities, Keisha has also has challenges with lymphedema as she's a breast cancer survivor. So shout out to her being a breast cancer survivor. But Keisha will also be featured next week, this week on Oprah's Weight Watchers. So if you haven't signed up for that to be a part of that, make sure you do it. Oprah is doing a remix, as I call it. I told you I keep it real here. I don't know all the special terms, but she's doing a remix of the show that she did on the Blame and Shame, but she's now doing it with Weight Watchers. And so it will be on May 9th. Don't remember exactly what time it is, but I'm registered and was accepted to be a part of the audience, the virtual audience, and so I recommend that you do the same thing so that you can get more updated information. But Keisha Dixon has her YouTube channel. She does videos pretty frequently, like maybe a couple of times a week. And then she also is on IG and TikTok and Facebook. So catch Keisha. And again, her handle on IG and TikTok, I believe, is Charge Nurse Keisha. And so check her out. And that Keisha is Keasha. And I'll probably try to drop it down in the comments when I'm done. Finally, I have one additional person that I just want to shout out. I don't even know her last name, but she's pretty new. I think she's been 10 weeks in, and I'm trying to give you people who have been on this journey from different times, but they've just been so helpful to me, and I get different things for them. Like Dave gives us the history of what's going on with the company and what the projections are, and Countess of Shopping. She does a little bit of that too, but she shows us how to manage during our journey and gives us all the tools and kits that we need so that we can stay healthy and stay strong and encouraged. And then Charge Nurse Keisha, she gives us like the straightforward medical stuff. She'll show you how to do your shots. She'll show you different things. She'll tell you about all the medical challenges that you can have, and you know it's coming from a good source because she is a medical professional. And then finally, this last person, I just love her because she just got the most beautiful smile and the greatest personality. And her name is Ange. So Ange, if you catch this or somebody know who Ange is, tell her about how Elaine gave her a shout out and how she's been so encouraging to me in only my 6 weeks in. And Ange has been on this, I think, for at least 3 months, and she's done amazing. And I'm so proud of her. But she just has a wonderful attitude, and she just speaks with such grace. And I think, you'll like her too. So those are my recommendations for now. I do have others that I watch. Oh, Be Kind Klein. I don't even know her name either, but she is just the wittiest. She kind of put me in the mind of maybe Roseanne or something because she's just funny. She just sits back and tell you how it is. So I like her, and the Klein is Kline. So just look for her on YouTube. She gives me a lot of inspiration too, but I like her because she is a tell it like it is, and she don't care, but she's nice about it. All right. So just wanted to share those tips with you. Um, effects. So everybody tells you what the main side effect is, right? You will have GI issues. And if you are a gastric or bariatric surgery patient, trust me, this can be very, very intense after a while. So be very careful. Don't take this medication for a joke. You definitely can get pretty backed up. So me starting on the 5 milligram of Mounjaro, um, I didn't realize that that was going to be a real huge issue at first. But I'm gonna tell you, this community that I'm with, they set me straight. I started reading and hearing people having all these problems and ending up going to the emergency room, and I was like, "Uh-oh, I don't want to end up like that." So immediately I got on it, and so I found some things. I look. I believe in learning from others' mistakes. I don't want to learn from my own. So what I did is I got me, and you guys are gonna laugh. And whew, this is my box. This is my survival kit right here. This box stays right in my little office by my kitchen because every day I come down and I go straight to my box and everything that I need is in here. So I have some regular remedies and regimens is the word I'm actually thinking of. I have some daily regimens that I do to make sure that I stay on track. So let me just show you some of these items. First of all, when I first got the medication, I was very afraid that I would, I'm trying to get it so you can see it. I was very afraid that I would have a lot of nausea. I hate being nauseated. So, this little pack right here is called Upspring Stomach Settle. I saw it in Target the other day. I actually got it from Wegmans because that's where I got my first prescription. And it was sitting right there by the pharmacy. And I was like, "Ooh, I said, let me grab some of these. I hadn't even heard of them. And then all of a sudden I started seeing everybody was using them. So this one right here, I'd like to say I found this just, this was like a little gold treasure right here. So I was happy to get that. And they're like little lozenges. Like they look like cough drops actually. Or like the Werther's original. Remember those little things? So they come like this. So I just keep a bunch of them in my purse, in my bag, wherever. And that helps me throughout the day if I get nauseated. Every morning I get up because fiber is very important on this journey. So every morning I get up, I do 2 tablespoons, I mean, not tablespoons, 2 teaspoons of Metamucil. This one, the 4-in-1 fiber, this is the one to get, not the regular one. This is an appetite control, so it does have a suppressant in it as well. So you not only getting it from the Mounjaro, you get it from this. And it tastes like Tang. If y'all remember, I know I'm old, but do you remember Tang? That's what it tastes like to me. And then it's got heart health, lowering cholesterol, which I have, and healthy blood sugar levels and digestive health. This is the one to get. Okay, make sure you put this in your kit. Next item in my kit is Miralax. So the most famous cause or the greatest issue that you can get, GI issue you can get with Mounjaro or with GLP medications, I should say, is constipation. Some people get diarrhea. I've only had diarrhea once since I've been on it, but I can feel that if I don't take this, I would be constipated. So I also mix this in with my Metamucil. Okay. So I do both of these and I put it in a big thing of ice water in the morning and I just chug a leg it down. Okay. So I do at least 16 ounces of water with these in the morning. So that's my Miralax. Um, Magnesium citrate gummies. I can't take pills. It's hard. And I can't take them when they're big. But there are some better, I understand, magnesium products that come in a powder that you can also drink. I'm going to research some more of those. But for now, I've purchased these gummies. They're actually too sweet for me because they are sugar coated. And I don't like sweets. I never have, which is really weird, but I don't. So what I do is I rinse off the sugar and then I take the two that I need to take. And I usually take these. Actually, I think I take these at night. So, but this is part of my daily routine. Something else, collagen peptides. These are gummies as well. You can see it, hopefully. Um, so these gummies, they are not sugar coated, but they are a little sweet, but they're not too bad. So I usually chew them and drink water at the same time, and I can get it down. But this is collagen, which is really really good for shoot, I forget. I know shoot. I forget what collagen is good for. Support for. Okay, it should say it on here. All right, you guys. I just know we're supposed to take it. So I take it. I think it's for like the muscles and stuff like that. So, hey, but I know it also has hair benefit because some people say they lose their hair with Mounjaro. I didn't experience that yet, but just in case. But collagen, you definitely need it. I'll talk more about that next time. I just got everything that I knew I was supposed to get. Always took these. My one a day multivitamins, very important. I'm over 50, so I usually take the women's 50. I try to get this down, but when I can't, I do have the one a day vitamin. I think it's just mental. I just don't like swallowing pills, so that's hard for me. So they do come in the gummies as well. These are pretty good, and they're not as sweet either. You just take two of these a day, and it equals up to the same as in the pill. Um, this was my vitamin B12. I don't know if you can see it. It's like it's running all down the bottle. That's really gross that I'm showing y'all this, but anyway, this is my vitamin B12 drops. I usually take 2 drops of this per day. I'm actually thinking about asking my doctor if I can get the B12 shots because I do feel like I need a little more energy sometimes, especially around that first and second day after your shot. So I'm thinking of asking him to get me some B12 shots. And then the final thing that's part of my daily routine, I would say, well, every 2 days I take Colace. So I take the one that says 2-in-1. It's a stool softener and a little mild laxative. But this has kept me perfect. I have had zero, 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 zero um, issues with constipation. And I mean, it has been amazing because that's the one thing I fear the most. I do not like that. So I've had zero issues with constipation, and I hope to keep this track going pretty strong. Also, drinking your water every day. Let me take a sip now. Drinking your water every day. You should definitely keep your water intake up. Um, So I try to drink at least 3 or 4 of these a day. I have different size cups and things, but I try to drink at least 3 or 4 40-ounce cups of water a day. And that's perfect. Oh, the last thing. This came from electrolytes. Yay. Elementy. I don't know if it's supposed to be mint or elementy. But anyway, these things are great. They're little packets and you can order them. If you go to Countess of Shopping, she'll tell you how to order them for a special discount on her site. So please check that out. You can get them from Amazon and anywhere else too, though. But you figure out what works best for you. But these are good. They really put the energy back into your body so you don't get dehydrated. You also just get very hydrated through these. I mean, and energy and everything. I love drinking one of these before I go walking. Makes me feel really good. Okay. And after I come back sometime, I'll save some for them. So I think that's it. Everything else in my little thing here is like personal medications that I take. But other than that, you've seen my kit, you've seen what's been going on with me. My starting weight, like I said, was 296. I am in my 6th week, and I currently this week weighed in at 273 pounds. So I believe that's 23 pounds lost in 6 weeks. That's not the norm. Everybody goes differently, and they always say slow is better. So I'm not rushing it, but what I have incorporated is walking a mile to 2 miles every day. That was something that was non existent for me before 2 weeks ago. And I just started that 2 weeks ago. I wasn't even doing that at the beginning. So putting the exercise in, and I'm looking now as to how I can beef up my exercise a little bit more. So that's very important. You have to change your mindset. This is not a fast, easy process. This is not a gastric, rip it out, shrink that stomach up, and go about your business because you got to change this. And I'm excited. I see a little difference in me. I had 3 chins, and now I got 2. So I'm happy about that. But just wanted to come and greet you. I know this has been a pretty lengthy video, but it's my first, and the rest hopefully won't be this long. But I just wanted to make sure that I gave you a full overview from a real perspective of my journey through Mounjaro. Hope to see you again soon. Hope you have a wonderful journey. Please hit me up if you have any additional questions, anything that I said today that you want to delve into a little bit more. I'm certainly here for you. I have accountability partners, and I'd love to be someone else's accountability partner on this journey as well. Take care, and remember, always keep you first. Bye.